Hello class, my name is Luciano Bruno and today's topic is how effective is the banning of plastic packaging to reducing environmental damage. Plastic is one of the most dangerous materials and the creator of pollution in the world. People have been adapting to the use of plastic for a lot of time. Every year, millions of tons of plastic are wasted and end up in rivers, oceans, and natural habitats. Plastic is a material that has long life. This means it takes like 300 years to degrade. Governments have been considering banning plastic packaging. It can be a possibility to reduce pollution around the world. Banning plastic packaging helps reduce environmental damage by cutting pollution and protecting nature. But it only works well when people and governments cooperate. The main problem of plastic pollution affects the environment and life. One of these characteristics of plastic is the quantity of production. The massive use of plastics in products such as food, bottle bags, and others has become a daily use of humans. Humanity and society are accustomed to plastic. It is difficult to have a change with the whole world using plastic. It creates an amount of waste in the environment, and as a consequence of it, wild animals and nature are getting damaged and contaminated. The persistence of plastics creations has led humanity to their own problems. Do not create limits for a material which can affect the earth in several ways. It is ignorance. Therefore, the world has adopted some attitudes to try to solve the problem with plastic. First, the effects which can be reflected in positive ways of reducing or prohibiting plastic packaging. The government must take the first step, start creating laws or ways to reduce the creation of plastic. It can be changed for another material. Big companies and stores can start changing the material of some products. For example, a plastic bag is one of the most contaminating things on earth. The stores and supermarkets have been replacing them with another type of bag. People use less plastic, the result is going to be positive always. Cleaner beaches and cities, less plastic in landfills and oceans, protection of marine life and animals from plastic ingestions are some problems that the earth are suffering. Also, some companies use eco-friendly materials like paper or glass. And a recent example of a positive change was the COVID-19. The earth suffered big change when people stopped buying and using plastic packaging. And based on National Geographic, places like closed factories, empty highways, deserted streets, these scenes are being repeated around the world as the coronavirus pandemic advances. The abrupt halt in human activities has paradoxically, and the only one beneficiary was the environment. A big change will be made if everyone starts cooperating and tries to avoid plastic packaging. Always trying new methods, changing routines, creating rules is a challenge. Also, it must be strict and with limitations. Materials such as plastic can be changed or have new ways to adapt to other materials instead of using plastic. The alternative may be more expensive than plastic, or it doesn't have the same work or resistance as plastic works. One of the most common alternatives is glass, cartons, or paper, but the waste is always the same. Methods such as biodegradable or recycle are one of the most successful and healthier alternatives. An example of a successful method, and according to Action on Plastic website, plant-based plastics, known as bioplastics, have been hailed as a green alternative to fossil fuel-based plastic, especially when it comes to food packaging. The problem with these new strategies or methods is that they are not too strong or common in a lot of places or countries. Adapting new techniques such as recycling, reducing, and reusing plastic is one of the easiest and most effective in the world. Moreover, this new adapting or alternative method is a challenge for the use of plastic. And I want to start with a question. When I start with this part is, when you think of the ban of plastic, the first question that people have in mind is, how can we change it? How can we change the plastic? Here in Costa Rica, the plastic is common of use of citizens. The biggest problem of plastic in the country is where it ends. Most of the waste ends up on the beaches or nature. Costa Rica is a country where the biodiversity exists in all the cities. Pollution is seen on the beaches, oceans, forests, landfills. Rules such as do not leave in your trash or pick up your garbage are not respected by people or tourism. And based on Universidad Católica de Chile, Costa Rica ranks among Latin America's most affected countries for plastic bottle pollution on its beaches. Marine life is one of the most affected in the country, and sea animals are the ones who suffer the most damage. The country is suffering a situation with pollution, and the principal damage is using plastic. To make the ban on plastic packaging more successful, countries need to focus on finding practical and long-term solutions. One important step is encouraging companies to create packaging from biodegradable materials such as paper, bamboo, or plant-based plastics that naturally break down over time. Governments can also provide financial support or tax incentive to businesses that use eco-friendly packaging. Another key improvement is to build better recycling systems so that plastic waste can be collected and reused instead of being dumped in oceans or landfills. Schools and communities should educate people about the benefits of reducing plastic use and choosing sustainable products in their daily life. In addition, clearly identifying products can help consumers identify environmentally safe options more easily, and authorities should also strengthen environmental laws and ensure that industries follow them responsibly. By combining innovation, public awareness, and a strong enforcement, societies can reduce pollution and create a cleaner planet. These efforts wouldn't only support the plastic ban, but also promote a global culture of environmental responsibility. Finally, the effectiveness of reducing plastic packaging is based on actions. Pollution is increasing every year, and nothing stops or makes something to eliminate it. Talking about plastic packaging exists alternative and actions with people can make a change. The first change is in people's mind. Recycling or changing materials to avoid the plastic is one option, even though it can be harder or more expensive at first, but after it brings many benefits for nature and for people's health. The alternatives are there, and people must be in line with future life and generations. This ban also teaches everyone to be more careful with how they use and throw away products, helping to create a cleaner and safer planet for the future. Thank you for your attention, and this is my